The year is 2026. The Digimon TCG card game has been out and about for 6 years at this point, with highs and lows. I certainly have experienced some lows, and the card game is in a sort of a unprecedented situation, with the rise of a new card type and the increasing speed to reach OTKs. The card game has begun to twist and turn into the same type of curse that many card games before it have fallen prey to. We think of Yu-Gi-Oh! And Vanguard, and at some point, Magic the Gathering. They all fall to one irreprehensible problem, and that is power balancing. There is some power balancing in the Digimon TCG, yet one could argue that they are not quite fit and accurate and up to date with the current meta. New cards are being abused to use, while others that have been restricted are lost to the tales of time, in which the restriction that they had in the past no longer is necessary when so many other cards that are coming to be released are just even more detrimental to the health of the game. And I couldn't let this stand. I can't let this stand. Because Digimon TCG is a card game that means very much to me. Very near and dear. In a world where so many TCG games run rampant, with playstyles that just don't fit my playstyle or needs. Digimon TCG needs help. It needs balancing. It needs some way in order to bring back the beauty that was Digimon TCG. And that is why I have taken the lead today to bring forth a ban list that even those and Mr. Bandai Namco are too pussy to implement. I asked the community, something that they would not be able to have the strength to reach out to for their opinions, and therefore we have brought together the most ultimate, the most community driven, the most absolutely healthy ban list to restore the beauty that was Digimon TCG and everything that we used to know and love. We may play the game still, we may use the new cards, but by damn oh damn does that not mean that we enjoy doing it. And that is why I, Noiro, is here. I am just the messenger. Just the messenger to provide the ultimate, most important of ban lists, provided by those of the Twitter community. And we have come today to talk about why these specific cards need to be banned. Are you all ready for this journey? Are you all ready to create the penultimate ban list in order to tell Bandai Namco headquarters in Japan to get their shit together? This is like the first time I'm doing like a themed stream. I hope you guys enjoy it. But anyway, let us get started. Bam! The first... Oh, shoot! Damn it! The first card that needs to be banned. Obviously. Sayo and Co. The cursed... The beginning of the end. The first of its kind to be completely banned. We must first look at the hips of Ko and realize that is quite too much hip for child. But if we think about it more realistically, this card has tainted and created so many infinite loops in which the player opposing them are not able to play at all. And so historically, Sayo and Co. must remain banned. For the health of the game, Nightclaw and Lightfang need to stay in the garbage can. The option was the first. Yeah, that's true, actually. I totally forgot about that, but this is, for what I will preface is that this is a ban list given to and provided by the community themselves. So therefore, nothing, this is the most accurate and health-focused ban list. Moving on. Oh, wait, hold on. Shoot, I was gonna do something. And that is why Sayo and Co. need to be banned. On to the next card. We have Lilithmon, specifically EX657 All Art Lilithmon. Now, no words need to be said here. This is a children's card game. And do you see what the problem is here with this card? This all art made it through the censors, and it wasn't supposed to be appropriately printed like this. That is why, even though the card sucks ass, it's $50 on TCG Player, and the less levels here are outrageous. It has single-handedly bankrupt a Gomibaka because he lives in Australia and can't afford this card. And so, the fact that her card is worth so much, even though it sucks and it's just paying waifu tax, needs to be banned. This card specifically. Next on the ban list, Gabumon? Gabumon. BT1 was busted. They came up with generic ass cards like this. And what the hell is this thing? Huh? It's so one-dimensional. This all art specifically. Too one-dimensional for me. And you know what? Its on-play effect is busted. Do you know why? Because you know how many blue decks allow you to play cards just for free? You get to draw one for free? That's impossible. This Digimon needs to be banned immediately. At least bring its DP down to 500. This is impossible to ever explain why this deck would be so necessary in the current meta. It has to be 100% banned. Not even limited. 100% banned. Get out of here, BT129 Gabumon. On to the next card. Crimson Blaze. The near-all catch-all that everyone thinks is needed for multiple body removals. And you know what? You can't even play a Zuchaomon deck in your entire life, so what is this? Why is every red card playing this when they don't even have support for Zuchaomon? And you know what? The number 6 is cursed. And the color red is cursed. And the fact that it's 6,000 DP or less is also cursed, because 6 is the devil's number, and this greatly affects puppet decks and machine decks and blue decks that play little baby things. And you know, in the Digimon TCG, we don't believe in crowd control anymore. There's too much specific love for red decks. But you know what? You know what? We need to stop this. We need to stop these utility cards and keep things on brand. And that is why Crimson Blaze must be banned! On to the next card. Okay. We have this dumbass card. White? White isn't even a color in not Yu-Gi-Oh! In Digimon. White isn't even a very well-built architect deck. So why is it that it is rainbow? White and rainbow do not mix. We learned that from Pride Week, month, year. And you know what? Rush and Security Attack +1 and Assembly, just because it doesn't have a inherited effect doesn't mean that it is broken as hell. Because also, did we not learn anything about did we not learn anything about chimeras from Full Metal Alchemist? This is an abomination, and Edward Elric would be absolutely furious to see such a thing. It is just BTA Chimeramon with Assembly. That is evil. Very evil. And that is why. And also because it's drawn by the furry artist Koki, it must be banned. 100% banned. This card needs to be banned also. And I will explain this immediately. Do you know why this card needs to be banned? 100% is because it's a goddamn Royal Knight. And not only that, you get 2 Royal Knights in the price of 1, with 1 in the back. And you know what? Why is Vmon representing 2? Why is Vmon representing 2 Royal Knights? I think this is unfair. This is unjust. Vmon turns into Magnamon and Ulforce Featuremon, and they're both Royal Knights, and they're both on this card. It's just like sticking your blue schlong right in your face and rubbing it and showing, haha, I have 2. That is inappropriate. And like I said, this is a children's game. And the fact that it lets you bounce cards.
Oh, hi. Thanks
We
for
all
checking in.
know that blue cards, blue decks have no understanding of utility. There is no focus with blue decks. It just is anything and everything all at once. And bouncing, they used to say, oh, well, blue decks do bouncing. Blue decks bounce and stuff. No, it does not. Blue is basically, I don't know, take it. And because of that, All Force Digimon, 100% bad. I am. It is a somber day for us today, and we must keep going. These banned cards do not ban themselves, and I need to share with the world exactly how banned these need to be banned. Do you all understand? Do you all understand? Royal Knights, Digimon suffers from nepotism, and we must stop this. The next card, Penultimate. What did I say? Why is Digimon everywhere? Why does Digimon have a viable deck in All Force Digimon? A viable deck with Magnamon? A viable deck with his boyfriend Wormmon to make Imperial Dramon? This is absolutely 100% nepotism, and I cannot stand for this. We need representation of all Digimon of all kinds, not just the dumb protagonist ones. And you know what? How dare they make a DNA Digivolving effect on this thing? Do you know how much this card costs? Do you know how much this card costs? A lot. I also have one. So if it gets banned, it reduces, it ruins the price of it. So, but my conscience and ethics is more important than my wallet and the value of my collection. And so, it must be said immediately. This thing, with its weird missile things around the waist, must be banned. Hello, Umbra. Thank you for the resub. Sorry, I have been a little bit... this is like the most in character I've ever done on a stream. I have not really talked to anybody today. To the next card in the banned list. Craniamon. Why does he have 2 pigtails? This card is absolutely overpowered in the current meta. We need to talk. Why can it make it so that any card with blocker
I'm still a piece of garbage.
can't be deleted by opponent's effects? Creating immunity ever since BT3 is absolutely no. Quake drop. We cannot believe in limitedness. That's the power of slippery slopes. We must nip them all in the bud for its obscene morality or excessive power. For it to have block and it only costs 4 to Digivolve, this is crazy. This Craniamon also is a low-class Chud Royal Knight, so all Craniamons need to be banned. But I decided to be very forgiving with this and chose this one because you know what? I am forgiving. And maybe there are some who like Craniamon's pigtails, but for the majority of the people who care about the sanctity, the honesty, the beauty of the card game, Craniamon, with your dumbass blocker effect, banned! Next on the ban list, we have Omnimon Zwart Defeat. Do I need to explain myself more? A card that plays itself after a security check? A card that deletes tamers in this tamer-dominated field? Everyone plays Digimon card game because of tamers. To delete a tamer is to be absolutely toxic and not care about the health of the card game. Okay? And look, Omnimon is supposed to be a representation of the hero persona. To make it an edgy, broken Zwart Defeat and make it white on top of that, it's supposed to be a black card. Hello? They really dropped the ball on this, and Bandai wants us to forget, but we can't forget. And that is why this Omnimon Zwart Defeat card, 100% banned. Are you guys sick of the Vine Boom yet? We have like a couple more cards. The white cards mean nothing. The white cards are broken. And that is why, for the next card, Junomon. Listen. Junomon. Junomon. I shake my head. I shake my head on Junomon. Do you know why? Because she is a mommy with a body. What is she doing in a card game? Card games are for nerds. Card games are for chuds who can't get a girl. Why are you showing those two assets like that? Why are you showing chains and sharing your kinks to the rest of us in this universe? Are you just trying to show off the fact that we are lonely and maidenless individuals that have to rely on text on a piece of paper to provide amusement? How dare you? How dare this Junomon? As with all Junomons, this needs to stop immediately. And this card is one of the symptoms of the current meta. Look how recent this card got released. They think that players want boobs? No, they want dual cards and combos and OTKs apparently. You cannot fix Junomon. The fact that they didn't even release hysteric mode just shows how much they were just using her. They don't care about her mental health journey. They just want her when they think she's perfect. And you know what? For real though, Angel decks, broken. Angel decks, cursed. We need to ban this Junomon to nerf that goddamn Angel deck with their goddamn Ascensions. And so, yeah, wait, why is it doing stuff with angels when it's a shaman? Can I smack somebody? Junomon, you don't need to be in the Olympus 12. We're okay with Olympus 11. And therefore, you should be banned! And you know what? Banned again! For each of those bazongas that you chose to violate our eyes with. Next on the ban list. Arcturusmon. Arcturusmon, listen. This is the absolute worst card of existence. Absolutely worst card. Do you know why? Because it came out in RB1 and no one gives a crap about RB1. RB1's like $20 on TCG Player probably, okay? And Arcturusmon, what does he think he is? Who does he think he is? He wants to put Gamamon in the trash as the bottom Digivolution card and then recycle and stuff? Who does he think he is? For 5 cost? I opened RB1 a long time ago. Back in a past that I don't remember. It's hard to remember things these days when you've been just thinking about banlist this, banlist that. But someone's gotta do it. Someone's got to do this ban list. And this Arcturusmon was on my sights. Especially with that absolute new support that came out in EX12. How dare they? No. They always try to make cute little Digimon angry and angsty. Why can't you just keep them cute and angsty? Not angsty. No one wants this, chud. This guy's a chud and he's not cool. Just because you had a Chunibyo phase when you were in middle school doesn't mean that he has to. And therefore, Arcturusmon, banned. Now, Seriousmon, at least he's serious about it. This guy, what is Arcturus even? Is that a star? No one cares about stars. The next card. Kaguyamon. Specifically, this Kaguyamon with the Photoshop Supreme jacket on her. We need to talk about this Kaguyamon. This Kaguyamon has fortitude. And do you understand the BS-ness that comes with a fortitude effect on a puppet deck? where they like to just delete themselves over and over and over again, providing blocker and retaliation with an on-delete effect as well. How many keywords, how many event procs do you need to put on this bamboo bitch who thinks Supreme looks cool? No, women are not women are not allowed to do anything in the TCG. This is a man's card game. When you go to locals, do you see women? You don't see women, you see woman. It's either one lady who's already with another dude, or a dude that's a man. Okay? And can we talk about the number of traits on this card? That enough is enough for us to talk crap about it. Puppet, Sanmyoji Intente, Hachibusu, Shambhala TB. Why are we talking about tuberculosis here? And also, this Digimon is an English card game. Okay? Digimon is an English card game. Stop putting your Chinese text in your keywords, okay? We're not here to learn Chinese. Okay? We're here to read English, okay? Do you speak it? And then, for that reason, Kaguyamon, banned! 100% banned. Now, we don't need much explanation. We don't need explanation for this, Growlmon. I hate everyone, Sakayan. I hate whites and Asians. This card needs to be banned. First of all, a starter deck card? No one plays starter deck cards unless they're the shiny ones that you only get 2 of, and then when you try to build the deck IRL, you're like, crap, I needed 2 in the first place. Well, why did they come twice? Why did it only come 2 cards and you say you need 4 and you gave me a starter deck? That's not a starter deck anymore. If I need 2, give me everything I need, you dumb, stupid. And you know they only gave you, you know, maybe 2, because it's shiny here. It's a rare card, and they're like, eh, you know, stupid. But let's talk about the inherited effect. Gain a memory when a Digimon's deleted. That's literally all the Gallantmon deck does. This makes the Gallantmon deck too reliable. Maybe. Maybe not. I mean, they probably don't use it anymore, but it's too reliable. Okay? And look at him. Why is he just floating in digital space? Huh? Where's his tamer? Oh, I know. He's gone because no one loved him. Okay? And that is why we must drop him off at the curb, the sidewalk, and ban this card. Next on the banned list, Gallantmon X Antibody. And you know what? Why the hell is Gankumon X and Jesmon X in this card too? They have no rights of being in here. He is a digital hazard 100%. Patrick loves Growlmon. Well, he needs to look at my ban list and understand the errors of his ways. Obviously. Gallantmon X. Gallantmon X? Gallantmon X! I should send this to him because I'm about to eviscerate this card that some may or may not use. But you know what? This card is goddamn expensive, not this version. But it also has immunity. This was the beginning of the end. The same time as Omni X, but we don't ban Omni X obviously because of the OTKs. But this needs to be banned because of what it represents. Okay? Because Gallantmon is in a lot of ship art with Beelzemon, and that angers me very much. And this is not personal. I don't put emotion into the ban list, okay? The emotion is separate from the ban list. However, Gallantmon needs to stick his dick somewhere else. So we must send a message. Gallantmon X for sure, because X, you out, you ban. 100% ban. Forever. Ban. Now. No, this is not personal. These are cards that everyone wanted banned in the TCG. Okay? Okay? This is 100% provided by the community. Now for this card, we're not banning Justimon X because of, you know, how he looks, because we know Justimon X is absolutely gorgeous. Okay? We have to ban him because he's gorgeous. And also because Bandai Namco got a letter from whoever owns Kamen Rider stating that they must cease the use of Justimon X or else they will have to take them to litigation. Something about copyright and, you know, infringement and all of that. And things aren't looking good for Mr. Bandai Namco. Don't ask me where I got my sources. I have my ways. Just like how I know that this Justimon X was never given the chance to fly, but he was already the product of imitation. And so I will take him home with me. I will take him home with me and treat him very nicely. But for now, we must say goodbye and ban Justimon X. I have a guy. His name is Ben Di. His name is Ben D.I. On to the next card of the ban list. Lilymon. Do you think you were safe? Did you think you were safe? Just 'cause she's a flowery babe in front of a mosaic of sprouts and vines? Just because someone said smash to this last week? You think she's safe? She's not safe. Because she is what they call a trap. And do you know why she's a trap? It's because she actually never looked my way. She never looked at me. Lilymon, the most beautiful of ultimate Digimons in the universe. And never once did she look my way. So that's why I'm banning this goddamn woman! No women in Digimon TCG. Absolutely canceled. She needs to go into the mulch where she belongs. 100%. And now, a word from our sponsors. We must take a small R&R. Hi! Are you tired of local game stores not holding Digimon cards for you? Are you sick of all of the shipping and handling that you have to pay when you buy from TCG Player? Well, do I have the best solution for you? Hi, my name is Io from io.io, and you may recognize me from such representations of Digimon TCG such as Smash or Pass. And I'll have you know, I will be able to provide you all of your Digimon TCG needs after I take all the nice and shiny all arts. We have commons, uncommons, sometimes rares depending on how good the pools are, all for you to take with a small price of $29.99. And this includes play copies and more play copies for your friends, your family, your girlfriend, your dead dog, and also the dog that you're still trying to bury, but he keeps popping his head up. And we are a small business hoping to expand through international borders. We just need to make sure the turtle that we have hired for, you know, international transport is not taking a sweet ass time eating some seaweed on the side. So please, if you want to ditch all the hassle of looking for cards that you already have and talking to that local game store clerk who doesn't know anything about Digimon because they don't carry it, okay? Go visit io.io.io.io/IO with a question mark at the end. And we will make sure you get all the cards you don't want or your money back guaranteed. The ban list. The ban list was going to be controversial. I already knew that the controversies of said ban list was going to show, but I held my ground and really put myself through the ringer. There are purists. There are people who want to win with the meta. There are some who think that there doesn't need to be a ban list at all. But it must be said. It must be done. Because if not me, who is going to do it? Who is going to ban these cards that are ruining the card game that me and so the tens of hundreds of people around the globe, but not Japan, love? And so we must continue. On to the next ban list. Card. Gallantmon. Extremely tiny Gallantmon. Not normal size Gallantmon, okay? But this one where the text is so blurry that you can't see it. We need to ban this card. Like I said, Gallantmon, a Royal Knight, but then he also has his own deck. You know which Royal Knight doesn't have his own deck? Like Gankumon. Not that I would support Gankumon. Patrick is not going to respond to my DMs. Patrick, look at me. You don't know who I am, but I'm doing this for you, okay? I'm doing this for every Digimon player that has stuck through these 6 years despite Bandai Namco spitting and chewing up our bodies like we were just money and fodder. And then they look at us and they go, they're not gonna pay us much. They're not playing One Piece. We must change it. And you know what? Gallantmon does not sell. Gallantmon is never gonna sell. Do you know why? No one cares about a knight. Everyone wants something else. And so, Bandai, please sponsor me. I'm doing this for your sake, obviously. And so, this particular very small Gallantmon card needs to be banned. On to the next card. Gran Kuwagamon. This card is broken. And do you know why it's broken? It's because it has a game mechanic that hasn't existed in over 4 years. Digiburst? Digiburst, I haven't heard that name, that keyword, in over many generations. You play this card in your locals, everyone's gonna look at you and be like, what's Digiburst? And you are gonna end up looking like that old millennial that smells yet still comes because they're yet to find a maiden. Do you want to be represented that way? I'm doing this for you. And also, what a waste. Digibursting just for security attack +1? If you're bringing this to locals, I need to smack you in the face because this card in general sucks. And so I need to take that choice away from you from the first place. There's a better Gran Kuwagamon card. Why the hell are you putting this card in? Also, did not know it was free. That's pretty cool. But regardless, Gran Kuwagamon, if you're playing Digiburst in this year, when they've already rebranded it as like freaking Fragment and crap, banned. Because Bandai doesn't love Digiburst. Bandai doesn't love anybody that has Digiburst. And Bandai will never love anybody with Digiburst ever again. On to the next card. Lamiamon. Digimon card game championship version of Lamiamon? Don't get me started. One, she looks like a child, but you know that she's not, and that's a problem. And secondly, this Lamiamon is ass. Because progress and also trashing the top security card in order to activate all the other inherited effects from when a security is manipulated. This mechanic was already, well, it still sucks. Gumble it. This one is too suggestive. Why is there poisoned little hearts all over? Again, trying to avert the eyes of the player, hoping you buy the card sleeves with her on it and not actually caring about the content. Her existence itself is a sin. If Lilithmon died today, Lamiamon would take up her place just because of the succubus that she is. Reptile? No. She's a whoretile. I don't need to say anymore. Also, Dragonkin, what the hell? Dragonkin, she's a snake. A snake's not a dragon. And if you need to look up Wikipedia to find out whether or not a snake is a dragon, dragons don't exist, dumbass. Banned! Next card we have to ban in this version of Digimon TCG. Wormmon. Specifically, Erica's Wormmon. Komodo Dragon's not a snake, puppet! You have once again made my point. Therefore, you, puppet, are banned! 100%. But Erica's Wormmon specifically needs to get banned because this Wormmon never digivolved. Like, what's the deal with that? Huh? Making stuffed Digimon a Hootiamon? Why are you looking so happy doing that? Why do you look so happy doing that? Not cool. It shouldn't even be allowed to digivolve at this point. It should be a static card. Should not be able to move over at this evolution at any point. And 100% has too many legs. A worm doesn't have legs. What is this thing doing? What is this identity crisis that it has? This is not alright. It doesn't identify as what it says to be. It does not say what's on the tin. And so, we must, for the good of all the worms that just want to be loved by their boyfriends, ban! The next card that we have to ban is something very personal. A viewer came to me and said to me, I used to be regional champ. I used to be really cool. But now I don't even know what card Agumambana Bravery shows up in anymore. I think I'm washed. I think I'm broken. I think this card game needs a new ban. And so I asked him, what kind of card do you think would be best to be banned here? And he said, Metal Mamemon. And then I said, oh, I remember this dumbass card. I played against somebody with the Digital Monsters deck, and this Metal Mamemon kept being a stupid dumbass card that kept bouncing things so easily. Why can you reduce the play cost by 2 and then just activate it over and over again? This is brain dead behavior. DM is busted. DM is lame. And this SP DM Mamemon doesn't even play with other Mamemon decks. When is there going to be a Mamemon deck? Because it doesn't work well with the other Mamemon decks. It only works specifically, usually, I guess it's generic enough, but it's only really used in a digital monster deck because the Mamemon doesn't really have an archetype yet. We must look at this and say, banned. Mind break? You're talking as if my mind hasn't been broken. I've calculated all these cards. I calculated the very same meta that drains me in my soul. Looked through thousands and thousands and thousands of cards, looking to see what it is and where it went all wrong. And that is when I found my answer. I looked up to the stars, and the stars gave me a signal. They said, you must put this on your ban list. And therefore, the next card on the ban list is Minervamon. What a bitch. How dare she? That's all I have to say. Retaliation. This was a menace when it was good, and now she thinks she's still good. And also, tiny little Whammon doesn't even show up in the majority of the second half of Time Stranger, loses all importance. It is not about who she wants to bed with. It's never gonna work with her. I am not threatened by her at all. But she doesn't allow on-play effects to activate, and that is something that is absolutely unacceptable. This Minervamon, which when I'm looking at this picture, it looks like these parts are her eyes, and that's really funny. I left a comment on accident. Makes her look really funny, actually. It makes me want to consider to unban her, but I've committed! We've committed! And so, this Minervamon must be banned. Now we gotta go to the next one. And this one will be controversial. But I must show you anyway! Terriermon! Controversial in my heart. Controversial in my soul. But it is because he's eating a burger and not sharing it with the rest of the class. We learned this in Elementary School 101. Look how many burgers that he ordered. Do you see anybody sitting with him? That Gummymon? Do you think that Gummymon is gonna have a piece of that burger? Absolutely not. Absolutely not able to have that piece of that burger. Because that fat fuck's gonna eat it all. You know it. You can see in his eyes. He doesn't even care about the card game. He just cares about his burger, but you know, it's a very toxic card. And every time I look at it, it reminds me of the sins this little rabbit dog created. Also, it reduces, I can't search for cards that aren't two color with it, which is kind of ridiculous. It sucks. Give me better Terriermon cards. And the Bergamon makes it a little bit better. But Bergamon can't be saved by being in the background in the car. He must also have a card for himself. And so, Terriermon in his Chinese form must be banned. To the next, I don't know how many cards, and also I have had absolutely no idea what's next. I've been making this up as I go. We got Black War Greymon. We've already talked about Digiburst 2, and this was the only card that actually kind of made it work. But again, this might as well be gibberish to the rest of those newbies who want to play dual cards because no one knows what Digiburst is, and they can't read the text in the parentheses. No one reads text in parentheses. They're gonna be like, Digiburst? This isn't a burst mode card. This card isn't real. And he can no longer be real because, yes, when you are a Digimon with an identity crisis, there's nothing saving you from salvation. For salvation. And so, he must be burned at the stake. As a reminder of what once was Digiburst, and of what once was a mechanic that was gone too soon. And the fact that Metal Garurumon had to stick his nose in a card that wasn't even his to begin with, banned. That was actually the real reason. The real reason it was banned was because of the Metal Garurumon. I don't actually... The Black War Greymon didn't do anything wrong. Hashtag say Black War Greymon. Omnimon. Well, this is the American Omnimon. I don't need to say anything else. Decode 2 decodes of any color combination. My hands are tied at this point. Nokia can't even say anything because Nokia's a goddamn telephone and not an anime girl. No matter how much Bandai Namco wants to try to tell you that Nokia is in fact a high school girl who apparently deserves 2 Digimon that can DNA into like the most overused and badass from Digimon from the first season. Doesn't make sense. She is the embodiment of power creep. She did not deserve it. Banned. Did not even need to explain myself. I don't need to explain myself here. She is all that is wrong. Exactly. Do I have to explain myself? Do I have to explain myself why this card in particular needs to be banned? Do I? Do I need to explain myself? Why this card needs to be banned? It's because there's 3 of them! 3 of them, okay? I don't know why you guys are saying you know things about here. It's because there's 3! And it's 1 card! How can there be 3 in 1 card? That's literally... They're not paying the rent. They're not paying, you know, the proper property tax. They're just freeloaders who think they can be a cool boss card and only digivolve for the price of 1. And that is the most egregious thing. Oh shoot. In my entire life, and I don't know where I left off, but that's how egregious this Hydrobot is. And so we must ban Hydrossi. What are you guys talking about? I don't... It's the 3 heads. Why are you guys paying attention? I don't... Whatever. Next card to be banned. We have... Beelzemon Ace. Beelzemon Ace? You ask? And I say Beelzemon Ace. And this card needs to be banned because you know why? He needs to go in my bedroom ASAP. Every card that exists of him, of this one, needs to go in my bedroom immediately. I have a blanket that needs decorating and I need as many copies as I can get. I'm sorry that y'all had to say, I had to say this right here. Beelzemon is not yours to play. He is mine to play. You cannot play him. You cannot pass go. Okay? This is for me and for me only. So I accept any all arts of Beelzemon that you have here because it's obviously banned. And I'm not gonna play the Vine. Why do we gotta play the Vine Boom for this guy? He doesn't deserve the Vine Boom, okay? No. Just send it to my P.O. Box 90210. Okay? We will be, he and I together will be very happy. Think of it as our wedding registry, okay? This is on our registry. And since there isn't going to be any other Beelzemon Aces in circulation, because I personally will have every single copy in the universe, we might as well ban him. I'm doing this for you guys. This is like the 5th time I said that, but that... No one... If I didn't care about you guys, would I have put so much effort into this ban list? Obviously not. Obviously not. He deserves booms. 5 booms. Boom. Double up. Boom. Boom. Banned. For your own good. Guzzlord good. Now, friend me Lugamon Takemi Kazuchi needs to be banned because the name is too long. Fenrir Lugamon Takemi Kazuchi, you already lost the game before you could even digivolve into this card. No one's gonna even know what you're doing. Because you're just gonna be like, oh, I digivolve my turn's over. Oops. And dogs are furries, and therefore furries are the reason why we have to ban this card. Because one, again, with this particular card, Bandai had a separate litigation issue that arised. Apparently, the Pokemon Company owns the rights to all dogs with swords in their mouths. And based on my sources in Mr. Bondaiville, they said things aren't looking good. You know, they changed the lawyers after the Pal World lawsuits. And so they've really strapped themselves in. They strapped themselves on with a strap-on, basically, what I'm trying to say. And so they came to me and told me to break it to the rest of everybody. That it wasn't because of copyright, but I had to just tell you guys because, you know, I care about everybody, you know. Would I have liked us to play Fenrir Lugamon? I'm not a bad guy, of course. Of course I'm not. I would love everybody to be able to play it, but that's just them's the rules. That's what they said. It looks too much with dog and sword. So we must ban Fenrir Lugamon Takemi Kazuchi. So, as we reach into our next banned card, don't forget that the word ban is in Bandai. As we proceed to Chaos Dramon X Antibody. I think we need to talk about Machine Dramon and Chaos Dramon and its resurgence in cards from EX12. We must nip this in the bud. We must nip all machines-related Digimon in the bud before the AI revolution comes and takes it over. And I remember who specifically showed me this card. And they had many words to say about it. And so, for this one, and because I want you guys to know that this truly is a ban list for the people, I shall provide you a quote of this particular explanation. It reads, I loathe this card with my entire being. At the time this came out, I was playing Red Hybrid, and it was just an impossible matchup. I have a visceral hatred for Machine Dramon and Chaos Dramon in any form. Don't get me started on Metal Empire. And these words resonated with me. And I thought about every Red Hybrid player in the universe. And so, for that particular reason, I had to make the decision. Chaos Dramon X Antibody, banned. 100%. I was reading a quote. Before we move on, as we were talking about copyright infringement, we must also talk about the sins of copyright infringement within one's own intellectual property. Beelstarmon did not exist in its own vacuum. Veil Starmon only exists because of the existence of one particular, very handsome and hot Digimon. And so, for the eyes of the children that look at this card and get their first chub as a child. I'm not sure if I actually should have said that. Chat, I didn't say that. And for the leather pants that fit way too closely, that if it were a hot day, she would be struggling to take them off. We must look at the future of the children. But not look at the children too much, okay? We look at the children within 20 feet or whatever the restraining... No, okay, hold on. Children don't play Digimon TCG, let's be real about this. And this is exactly why you can't talk about this Digimon without allegations charging up. So, but yeah, anyway, next card. First of all, this card, as beautiful as it may, is deceptive. And do you want to know why this card is deceptive? It has taken the name of a different Digimon card and plastered it on its own. Does it look familiar to you? Does its effect look familiar to you? This is theft of the highest order, played by one of our own Gomi Bakas, thereby trademarked on the right corner where every artist does get its references. MadX33 has committed the greatest of sins by creating a fake Digimon card with the same effect as Ophanimon Ace. If you were to play this in a proper legal setting, they're not going to look kindly on you. And so, for the sake of all the other players, we have to look at this and ban the card, because Lovely Angemon is never gonna get a Digimon card. We all know this. If you ever see a card with Lovely Angemon in there, it's not real, because it will never, ever, ever, ever have a card, because Bandai hates this woman. They equally hate. Next, Banlist for Bandai. Hootimon. 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 Need I say more? You look at this card and you just break down to tears and you just ruin the quality and craftsmanship that the card is made with. Just break down into mother frickin' tears. Do you want to cry over your cards? Or do you want to play with a smile on your face? Playing card games should be a happy occasion. You should be smiling, be full of laughter and love. Not look at something and think, man, the ending of Hacker's Memory was really depressing. And, you know, start thinking about that one time that one thing happened. We're here for a happy place, and so you must be happy. You must be happy. If you are not happy playing Digimon TCG, Bandai is gonna come for you. And so, in order to prevent any unhappiness and sadness that comes from the art of this card, we have to ban Hootimon. Not because of the loop, not because of the Shakomon DNA, but because of the sadness you are not allowed to feel because this is an Asian household and emotions mean nothing. Next. Ragwellmon, furry. We don't believe in furries in this universe. Digimon has never, ever had a single furry in its very long life until Ragwellmon came, and then things changed. Why is this furry wearing armor? Why is this furry existing in the first place? Why is it doing things with Fallen Angel when technically it's an unknown? And also, no, it represents the bad character design that is Meiko, Meiku, and everything that was wrong with Digimon Try. Why does Digimon try? It's because they tried to try, and then this is what they created. A cat! A cat? A cat on 2 feet. I've never seen a cat on 2 feet before. 100% ban! No more furries. We can't expect furries in this universe anymore. Ah, shit. This is... What did I say? What did I say? What did I say? We can't... This will just confuse the children that we are at least 100 feet away from. Okay? It's confusing to them. It's confusing to me. And why does he look so smashing? But he's a lion. This doesn't make sense. Okay? This isn't okay. It's not okay. We must think about the children who keep nagging to watch The Lion King for some reason. I don't understand. Why do they keep telling me they want to watch The Lion King? I don't get it. Is it like, what, they like Africa? I mean, that's fine. But like, why do they want to watch it so many times? I don't get it. And they keep staring at that girl lion, and I don't... Ban! 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 Royal nuts. Royal nuts. Royal nuts. The only nuts that can be royal are the ones from Hawaii. Because macadamia nuts, and there's like, I don't know. But listen, this card is absolutely inappropriate. And we need to talk about how inappropriate this card is. Do you see the look on Daramon's face as he's pooping out eggs to hit at the puppet mine? That hurts. We need to save that Daramon and prevent this type of pain that he has in order to protect himself. And what's even more concerning is that the cat, the goddamn cat, Gatomon, is happy to see egg. And why is Digitalmon flying? Did Daramon poop that egg? Huh? Did Daramon poop that egg? The nuts? One, these are eggs, not nuts. Why is it called royal nuts in the first place? And two, Digizorption does not exist. Digizorption does not exist at all. This is a fan-made card. Bandai would never make a card called Royal Nuts. Ever. And they would never create a keyword and just never use it again. Absolutely not. And so that is why Royal Nuts, with its 1 play cost, must be banned. We've gone through quite a bit of cards so far, and I hope you agree with the selections that I've procured together. Every card was made with absolute thought and care, and you can see by this selection how much this would save the TCG. and I must preface this because there may be some questions. And then I will give you all the answers you need. Next, we have Sister Monsieur. Sister Monsieur. She is the product of censorship. Just because nuns can't have guns, this woman had to show up. She is the representation of 4Kids entertainment. And so, we must look at this card with our rose-colored eyeglasses off and say to ourselves, she may be hot. Okay? You may want to, bump uglies with her into oblivion. But that is something that you can't do, because that would be like bumping Jesus. And Jesus has only Mary. I don't know what I'm saying right now. Meow. To appreciate Sister Monsieur is to appreciate censorship. That was what that means. 100%. Mary Magdalene, hello? Band Mad X. I can't believe it. If you want to watch someone banging their mom, go read Oedipus Rex, okay? The Greeks were freaky back then. They really were, though, for real. See, I knew there would be controversy. I knew there would be controversy, because the moment you put boobs on a woman, all logic goes out the window. That is why I am here. That is why I am here. And so, here, the next band card. Mirai Mikagura. Who is she? Who does she think she is? She's just a woman with boobs, and then everyone goes feral because she has 2 other women with boobs. She doesn't have anything going on with her. And this particular Mirai Mikagura allows DNA digivolving at the end of turn? How does that? And also, she's trying to copy my look a little. Trying to copy my look a little, no? Trying to copy my look. With that purple hair. Huh? Mirai needs to be banned. It was just a point to choose which Mirai should be banned. And so I had decided to pick this one because that DNA end of turn needs to be 100% canceled. Plus, there's too much waifu aura in here. It will be distracting for the players that play the game. It will be distracting for the players. And so they must be banned. I am monochrome. It's because my heart is raining from the tears I cry. Because of all the bands I had to create. Just like Metal Digimon. Metal Digimon from BT2 has to be banned. There's no way around it. Because how can you make it be a level 6 that can't be blocked with Digimons with no Digivolution cards? This is not okay. And no. If I put the children... I need to stop talking about children. I'm not going to answer that question, Giga. What I will say about Metal Digimon is that Metal Digimon BT2 is extremely overpowered. How can you prevent things from being blocked without jamming? Absolutely ridiculous. Banned! 10k? Well, that's 10k more than whatever 0 DP Digimon you have on your side. This card's OP. 100% OP. And that's why he's on the same level as this level 6 Zephagamon Ace same level, same threat to the health of the Digimon TCG franchise. I came here to play card games, not read 5,000 keywords. Blast Digivolve, piercing, vortex blocker, and then he also wants suspense and is a bird dragon. Hello? We need to talk about this. And why does he look like a priest or something? What happened to the dragon side of this? I thought he was a bird, was he not? But he's not a bird. And Zephagamon cannot be stopped once you start him. And having a deck that can just be that overly powerful to be unstoppable needs to be banned. 100%. Magic Knight, Vortex Warriors, Liberator, and Bird Dragon. This is too much. My heart hurts with every new trait that shows up on a Digimon card. Much like Heavy Metal Dramon on the other side of the Liberator spectrum. I have to ban this card just so it doesn't see any play because of how bad the Heavy Metal Dramon decks are. If I let this run free, I'm gonna have to see players try to make use of a deck that just won't work. The amount of times that people have tried playing Heavy Metal Dramon against me and just bricked to oblivion. How could they do that to Impmon? How could they do that to Yuki? Not cool. Not cool. And so we have to just end it all here. Let them retire gracefully so they don't get swamped and destroyed by other decks that Bonnie actually put more thought into it. And so, ban. Ban, ban, ban. And I'm gonna ban this card too. Not for any personal reasons, but because Davis has an anime picture on it. Also, Davis looks like a little, I don't really know how to explain it. Like a potato, I guess? Like a potato? This card makes an armor deck viable, and that is just unacceptable. Armor decks should not be viable in the year 2026. When armor decks can't be viable for the other characters. Why does it have to be Davis that can support armor? Why can't we do it for Cody and Yoli? It's because they're weak. It's because they're weak to support things that they ever needed to support. So, Armor Digivolution, banned. 100%. Anime is not real. Pyramidamon, Fragment. We've already talked about the sins of Fragment. How it rose upon the ashes of Digiburst and repurposed it into something that was actually quite decent. Plus, Pyramidmon's tamer is a foot girl, and I can't have fetishism in my TCG card game, and that's why this Pyramidmon banned. I would ban all of them if I could, but this is the one that I saw. It's foot. It should have been called Footment instead of Fragment because of how. Anyway, next. Yeah, even my dog is upset about this one. My dog didn't want me to put this on the list, but I had to. I had to put it on the list for my dog. Because he's seen me look at this picture. And he knows how much it means to me. And just like with the other Beelzemon card, I need to make my blanket with the other Beelzemon cards. So if you have this, please send it to me. P.O. Box 90210. Yeah. Not that you would ever play this Beelzemon Blast Mode Ace, because it sucks in general. But I must have to ban this card, because it will be out of circulation. Ban. Smash. 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 So, we go to the next card we have. Boom. Mega Digimon Fusion. The first banned card of this entire card game franchise. Do I need to explain myself? To be able to digivolve into a level 7 for an OTK and stuff and other things for free? This is ridiculous. It is still even more ridiculous knowing that DNA digivolving into level 7s for free exists right now, and so it doesn't really... It kind of ruins the fact that this card even exists, and you can kind of get the effect of this card without needing to return that card that you digivolved to the bottom of the owner's deck, and so therefore the banning here isn't really up to date anymore. But it's about the legacy. It is about the legacy of the first broken card that Bandai created. The beginning of the end, so you will. Also, Omnimon's in it, therefore banned. Metal Gurumon's in it, banned. War Greymon's in it, banned. Don't triple ban, my hands are tied. We gotta go to the next one and see. Imperial Dramon Dragon Mode. Well, first of all, this is not... Even if it has descriptions and cards that look like it should be for the new TCG, don't let it fool you. This is actually a specific TCG from the older times. From the olden times. It's like trying to bring a OG Vanguard card into the new G Vanguard card. And that's not tournament legal. Don't let the text fool you. They may say, no, they just made it to look like the old card to make it, you know, like thematic of how they used to look, but it's still actually the new TCG card. Don't you see the BT311 security and the DP and stuff? And I say, no. That was done by Photoshop. This isn't real. This card does not exist. And if you see anybody playing it, they printed it off their at-home printer. So banned. Banned, banned, banned. To the next banned card. Smashed potatoes. We already talked about this. We already talked about this with Royal Nuts and also Mega Digimon Fusion or Evolute, whatever that stupid card's called. We cannot have children thinking that wasting food like this is a good idea. Rather than smashing potatoes and just having them come out of your Digimon like this, it is more important to teach them about the Irish potato famine. That way, they would never want to play this card. If you knew the horrors, the in-depth horrors of the Irish potato famine, you would never, ever do this. Play this card. Or it would just be a sin of all the Irish ancestors that you may or may not be related to. And so, we say, banned. 100%. For the next card, this card is technically tournament legal because it has Metal Greymon on it. And you know how they just like to be so particular about the Agumon and Greymon lines. So they'll accept anything you put in. It may not have any effects. It may not have any play costs. It may not have any DP or inherits or anything like that. But it has the special ability Fly. In case you never knew. Metal Greymon can fly. It is because of that cursed knowledge. The fact it can fly with those broken wings like that, it haunts me to this day. So even though this card is technically considered legal, I must look the other way and say, banned. 100%. Banned. To the next banned card, and the last banned card. We have this Patamon eating an apple. Not much needs to be said about this card. Not much needs to be done about this card, other than the fact that Patamon is a fat chud eating apples, probably without permission. It is this particular all art that has tickled the discourse of many internet people. And so, we have to look at this at the beginning and be like, do we want to show others that it's okay to steal apples off a tree? Is it okay to steal apples on a tree? It is not. It is not. It is not available. It is not acceptable. And so even if this card is kind of mid, where it just does a recovery, doesn't even search security stack the other Patamon from like BT 16 or something, I forgot which one, 14, way better than this one. That one isn't eating apples off a tree that they probably don't have the ability to eat apples from, okay? And just leaving his food, his trash, his food waste like that. He's not, his name is Patamon, not Johnny Appleseed. And there it is. The penultimate, bona fide, 100% foolproof, power creep proof, and every other thing proof ban list that we have come up for the Digimon TCG. The time has been short, but it was a time well spent. For in order to bring together order, we must rule with an iron fist. Make the tough decisions. Say what no one wants to say. And so, excuse me. I think someone did put that card on the Twitter thingy and I totally forgot. My bad. And so, whether you agree or disagree with this particular ban list, I think it is very important that you all know at the end of the day, I'm thinking for the health. I'm thinking of the health. It was you. You probably posted it so late, my guy. You probably posted it so late. And so I didn't save it. I'm sorry, okay? I'm sorry. Doing my best here. I'm just chilling, my guys. Throw me a bone. Anyway. I hope you all don't look at me differently. This was something that was necessary. And this was something that had to be done. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, maybe I just wanted to fix an myth. I don't know. If some cards weren't around and weren't presented, it is not due to negligence, it's because your card didn't make the cut. Absolutely not because of negligence. And so, whenever you're having an argument with someone online about the Digimon meta, share them this ban list. And all the reasons that are absolutely valid that I have marked for you all here. And don't forget that the health and the fun and all of that in between that comes with Digimon TCG comes from ourselves. So, to this, I must bid you all adieu. For I haven't slept in days putting together this ban list. And the days have slept on me. I've become a poet around these moments. A poet that has no punnies. And kind of wants ice cream. To those who came here for a happy, cheery Digimon Day, I apologize for being unable to provide that for you. But this is what needed to be done. And I commend those who stuck their way to the end. The oxygen is light. yet it falls deep and heavy in my lungs. We will see each other again on the next Digimonday, perhaps with better news, perhaps with happier news. And so, you all have until then to think about your life, your Digimon, and other things that are serious and deep that make you contemplate. Because I don't have a transition, as always. Goodbye, everybody, and have a good rest of your day.